Before you start howling like a confused beagle, let me explain. We zip through England faster than Emma downs her morning coffee. Her reason? England can wait. Scotland calls, she declared, eyes sparkling with that determined human madness I've come to fear. Something about castles, history, and a liquid called whiskey that humans worship like bottled courage. So here we are, in the land of myths, mist, and accents thicker than day-old porridge. Arrival at Loch Ness. The caravan groaned to a halt near the murky waters of Loch Ness, just as dawn's first light painted the sky in shades of misty grey. The air reeked of damp earth and ancient secrets. I perched on the caravan's dashboard, surveying the legendary lake with suspicion. The water lay still, too still, like it was waiting for something, or someone. Emma flung open the caravan door with all the enthusiasm of a tourist fresh off a travel vlog binge. "Look, Fluffy! Loch Ness," she said brightly, unaware that I understood her every word. I yawned pointedly. Behold, a giant puddle with more conspiracy theories than a late-night internet dive. If Nessie's real, she's probably hiding from tourist selfies. Emma grabbed her camera, completely missing my disdain. "This is so magical. Let's take a walk along the shore." With a resigned sigh, I leapt down, my paws sinking into the squishy grass. A cold breeze tugged at my fur as we strolled along the water's edge. Somewhere in the distance, a lone bagpiper started playing. I winced. Ah, the majestic sound of someone strangling a goose, I thought grimly. Suddenly ripples spread across the water's surface. I froze. Had I just seen something? A long, sinuous shape glided beneath the waves, disappearing as quickly as it had appeared. I tensed, my eyes narrowing. I saw something move. Emma didn't even look up from her camera. Probably a fish, or maybe Nessie saying hello. I stayed rooted, staring at the spot. If something was lurking down there, I wasn't sticking around for introductions. Whiskey-tasting tour. An hour later, Emma had booked herself on a whiskey-tasting tour at a nearby distillery. I wasn't thrilled. She smiled and waved as she left me outside near the visitor centre. "I'll be back soon," she called. I rolled my eyes. "Sure, leave me to babysit Scotland's haunted puddle while you sip on history's idea of liquid courage." Emma skipped off toward the distillery, practically vibrating with excitement. I slunk off toward the picnic area, eyeing passing tourists with disdain. A bearded man in a kilt stopped to admire me. "Och, what a bonny wee cat ye are," he cooed in a thick Scottish accent. I blinked. I understood, maybe 3 words of that. Is he summoning me, or casting a spell? He continued talking, words blending into an indecipherable soup of rolling R's and mysterious vowel sounds. "Back off, Braveheart," I thought. "I'm not a tourist attraction or a magical familiar." The hours crawled by. I tried to nap, but the sound of human laughter and clinking glasses was infuriatingly persistent. Humans drinking something flammable for sophistication. I lick my own fur and still have more class. The Nessie sighting incident. By the time Emma emerged from the distillery, she was giggling like a teenager at a boy band concert, swaying slightly as she approached the caravan. She waved her arms dramatically. "Fluffy! You'll never guess what happened." I sat there, unimpressed. "Please tell me you didn't buy the distillery." She flopped onto the grass beside me, still giggling. "I saw Nessie! I swear! It was huge! Right there in the water." I stared at her, deadpan. "You're hammered. Next, you'll be seeing mermaids and ordering a pizza from Atlantis." She waved a hand dismissively. "No, I'm serious. It was mystical, like destiny." I considered reminding her that mystical destiny was just distillery code for 5th whiskey sample. Instead, I sighed and padded toward the caravan. "Come on, Nessie Whisperer. Let's get you inside before you start communicating with the loch spirits or arguing with a bagpiper." The aftermath. Whiskey versus human stomach. Later that night, I perched on the caravan's counter, keeping a watchful eye on Emma. She sat slumped on the caravan steps, staring into the dark like she was contemplating life or more whiskey. Then it happened. She lurched up, staggered a few steps and, well, let's just say she returned the whiskey to nature with all the grace of a malfunctioning lawn sprinkler. I winced. "Elegant as ever, Emma." Between gasps, she groaned, "I am never drinking again." I snorted. "Sure, and I'm becoming a vegan." Emma crawled back into the caravan and collapsed onto the tiny bed with a long, miserable groan. I padded over, settling on the blanket next to her, more out of pity than affection. Her last words before passing out were, "Stupid, Nessie," I purred smugly. "Welcome to Scotland." Closing monologue, Fluffy's reflection. As the moon reflected off Loch Ness, casting eerie ripples of silver across the water, I perched on the caravan's dashboard, still watching the lake with wary eyes. Dramatic views, creepy legends, humans who can't hold their liquor. Scotland, you might just be weird enough for me, as long as Nessie stays in her lane.